Hi, welcome back to Box of Delights. Today I'm showing you a new game from Chip Theory Games. This is a little mini game. It's called TripLock. It's a steampunk themed game set in this fictional town of New London. You can play competitively, where two skilled lock pickers go up against each other, or a solitaire campaign where your lock picking skills are being challenged at a place called the Station. I'm going to demo this to you today. There's a bunch of steampunk characters. These represent the lock pickers and they all come with their own little story. For the first challenge, called the Station Room 1, this masked woman has delivered us this intricate box of gears and levers. Station 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to give us a goal that we've got to unlock. And we're going to go up against the room, an inanimate automaton that's affecting the mechanisms that control this lock, and it's going to make this challenge of picking the lock more difficult. We're going to use dice to control the actions that we can take, and we're going to use a series of diagrams. These are things that hold the key to how the lock is unpicked, giving us points that will ultimately allow us to then create the combination that we need to open the lock. Let's get straight into demonstrating this, because oftentimes the easiest way to explain a game is to do it. Let's pick a character. There's a motley crew of characters here, each with its own ability. I'm just going to pick one randomly. We've drawn Elizabeth Watkins, the anarchist. Each one has its own special ability, so Elizabeth has kind of got this wild card ability that's going to be useful. We're going to use these cards to kind of mark off which round we're on, and also how many points we've got. We're also going to draw a diagram. I'll show you how these work shortly. Let's just take one at random. We're going to get more of these during the game, and they're going to help us manipulate. Like I say, this is kind of like our key to the lock. Alright, face up. The next thing we need to do is randomize the lock itself, the mechanism itself. This is called the master lock. These are the mechanisms. They're double-sided, and when you shuffle them up, shuffle them this way and that, right? So you don't know which side's which. Okay, I kind of do this with my eyes closed. These are called the fail-safes. They've got two sides. On one side you've got a set of gears and this star symbol. You want this side face up, okay? Doesn't really matter. Give those a bit of a shuffle. They all look slightly different, and that will become clear once we get into game why that may help you, because this is a memory and skill game, right? It's very heavily reliant on remembering the positions of these mechanisms in the master lock. Alright, so let's shuffle these. I'll take one of these, place it on top. Okay, take one of these, place it between each one. Then I'm just going to flip this, do it again. Okay, now we should have a stack, and we don't know what's where. Okay, these kind of create a little sandwich, right? So that's why I did it this way. Okay, little sandwiches of mechanisms between fail-safes. We don't know what's where, which way up they are. The basic premise is we're going to have to get this combination, right? These yellow tokens, the mechanisms, have got these symbols on each side, right? A pull and a push, a code and a key, a lever and a padlock, spring, gear. Okay, we've got to get in these three spots. These are the open spots. This is hidden. In these three spots we've got to get a gear, a padlock and a code. Right? We don't know which way up they are. The dice are going to give us actions, allowing us to peek at mechanisms, flip, okay, swap positions, and the room is going to be messing with stuff. The objective for room 1, the goal for room 1 is just to solve this lock before the room wins. So actually, I mean, that's really good, that's a nice introduction, but it doesn't demonstrate the way you gain points, which happens in the multiplayer game and the subsequent rooms. So I'm actually going to skip to room 2, the second challenge, because this one says we need to earn 5 points and then solve this lock. Okay, so it gives us a little bit of a better demonstration for you. And okay, here's my points tracker. I'm going to use this bead to mark that we're in round 1. And now I've got to decide which one of these diagrams I want to go for. Maybe I'll just go for this simple one. Oh, I mustn't forget Elizabeth's ability. She can treat springs as gears and gears as springs. So maybe that one isn't so bad. Yeah, I think I'm going to go this way. So what this says is I need to have a padlock, a push, a gear or a spring, because of Elizabeth, a gear face up anywhere in those 3 spots, not this one. Okay, this one says I need a lock to the left of a push, whether it's here or here or here, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. Alright, here we go, we're cool. To use this though, I need to not be using my skill bead. My skill bead, this says place your skill bead on one of your diagrams. So my skill bead, I can push up here like that to get 2 points, or here and then push it up to get +1 action. There's also this reset space. I don't know if that's going to be used in solo. I think it will. Maybe some of the rooms will use it, but basically in PvP it'll tie up both yours and your opponent's skill bead. So you can stop your opponent using their skills. On your turn, it's my turn to start this game. That's right, isn't it? The room rules are room goes second. Okay. I can do up to 3 things in any order. I can put my skill bead on one of these 2 spots. If it's already there, I can push it up. Okay. Or if it's here, I can push it up. If it's here, I can push it up. All right. So you can see it's going to take a couple of turns to get this one up, or a couple of rounds to get this one up. I can roll the dice. This will give me actions which I can perform, manipulate the master lock, or I can attempt to complete a diagram. Okay, in which case I can say I think the padlock's here, the push is here, and the gear is here. And then I'd have to lift these up to have a little peek to show whether that's true or false. If I get it wrong, this is discarded, I immediately end my turn. I can take no more of those 3 acts. Okay, I lose a round. Remember, we've only got 8 rounds to do this. Okay. So I'm going to start. First thing I'm going to do is use my skill bead. So I can place it here, I can place it here, I can place it here. I'm going to place it here. I may not choose to use it next turn. If I want to use my character skill, I'll just take it off and place it, and I lose that progress. Second thing I'm going to do is roll my action dice. So I'm going to take an action. If I don't like the die roll, I can sacrifice both and pick one of these actions, or I can use any combination of these actions. I mean, this gives me lots of stuff to do. So this first one says I can peek at a hidden mechanism and its failsafe, flip this stack and rotate all 4. This one says I can disarm any visible failsafe and draw a new diagram. So let's do that. Let's do this. Let's peek at the hidden mechanism. This is the hidden mechanism. This is the visible mechanisms, these 3. Okay, peek at the hidden mechanism and its failsafe. So I can peek at this. Okay, so this is the gear. This is an explosive. Okay, remember our guide. I don't really care about this as it goes at this stage. But this is the gear, that's the important one for me. Remember, I'm trying to get the gear visible. Flip the stack. So now I know the gear's on the bottom. And the spring is face up, because the spring is the opposite to gear. And then rotate all 4 stacks. Off they go. So I've got some information. I know the spring is here, and I know there's an explosive underneath. What about this action? This one says disarm any visible failsafe and draw a new diagram. So I could disarm one of these. Well, I could disarm this one, and I know that's going to show me the spring. So why don't we disarm one of the others instead? Let's disarm this one. Okay, there's the levers. Remember the room rules. Disarmed. Failsafes go here. Well, actually, this is actually helping us, because there's any time a mechanism's failsafe is removed, flip this mechanism stack. So this is going to be flipped. I know I've got the padlock here now. Okay, spring, padlock. And this bit says draw a new diagram. Okay, let's see what we get. And we've got to decide when we play it which way around we want it. Padlock, spring, pull. Padlock, spring. I know I've got spring, padlock. Spring, padlock, so they're the other way around. Why don't I take this one instead? It doesn't give me any points, but it does give me the ability to trip this key, this diagram. Right. The room's turn now. The room will rotate everything. Spring, padlock, something. And we move into round 2. Let's start my turn then. So remember, I can do a number of things. First thing I'm going to do is try and complete this diagram. Actually, no, I don't want to do that yet. I know we've got spring, padlocks. I know the padlock's there. It says swap any 2 stacks and I'll flip any 1 stack. But I don't know which stack I want to flip, this one or this one. So why don't I take my action first. Let's roll my dice. Okay, what have we got? We've got peek at any 2 mechanisms and their fail-safes. Awesome. And then we've got peek at a hidden and flip and rotate. I don't know if I want to use that one actually. Peek at any 2 mechanisms. This is only the visibles, so I can't look at this one, but I can look at this one. Or I could throw these 2 away and pick any one. Why don't I peek at these? Peek at this one. Why don't I do this one? Peek at the hidden. No, I want to look at this one, don't I? Disarm any visible failsafe and draw a new diagram. Let's do that. So let's disarm this one. This is the pull, and then flip it, which means it's now the push. Push, spring, lock. And that's kind of good. Push, 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 spring, lock. And I need push, lock, and if I flip this one, okay, let's reveal this. Let's complete, do I want to complete this diagram? Or just use my skill? Let's do this. Let's use my skill. You place your skill bead on one of your diagrams. When resolving that diagram, the spring and gear mechanism. So I don't want to resolve this diagram. I'm going to resolve this diagram. Remember, I can't resolve more than one. So I'm going to take my skill bead. So I'm going to use my skill, place it here, and then resolve the diagram. So here we go. I need to call these out. Padlock, padlock. Excellent. That one's right. Push, push. Excellent, that one's right. And gear. So gear spring, because of my ability, this one. Job done. This is resolved, and I get the 5 points. Sweet. Alright, that diagram is complete. This doesn't end my turn, we're carrying on, but I've used my skill. I've completed the diagram. I've used my action, there's nothing more I can do. So let's keep an eye on what we need. We need spring, push, levers. Levers is the flip side to lock. And what's going to happen now is this is going to shuffle down. So lock, spring, push. And now we've got to try and get this one right. And it has to be in left to right. We're heading into round 3. This is tough. Spring is here, it needs to be here. And levers must be this one. I know levers is the back side to padlock, so padlock's got to go here. Interesting. Let's act by doing this. Let's roll my dice. I need to swap the position of these two, don't I? Because this is the push and this is the spring. And I want spring to the left of push. Okay. Right, what have we got? Peek at the hidden mechanism, flip it and rotate. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Disarm and draw new. I don't want to do that. I do want to swap 2 visibles, so again, discard those, swap these 2 around. Okay, now I've got push, spring, lock. I want levers. So it should be easy from here, because this is going to rotate, end around. I can push that, and I'll leave that. I can push this up, swap any 2 stacks, and I'll flip any stack. So I can reveal this and say padlock. Okay, that's good. I can then flip it to levers. I don't really want to do this swapping bit now because I think everything's where it should be. Spring, push, lever. Spring, push, lever. So I'm just going to end, let the room do its thing. Round goes up. I'm not going to do anything. Round goes up. Round 6. Everything goes again. We should be good. Spring, push, lever. So all I'm going to do is say I've got it. Spring, push, lever. This is a one-time thing. If I don't get this, then I lose the game. Let's see. So spring, we're good. I know lever's right. Push. Yeah, job done. We've solved the room. I kind of made it look easy. That's an awesome ability. We've got lots of characters. You're going to see 4 in the base game. I think we've got some stretch goals going on here. So the ones that the Chip Theory game sent me, a few more. And also these bio cards. I don't know if you're going to see these, but you know, they're just big cards with biographies. That's it. Fantastic artwork, fantastic components as always, and a nice little filler game, and a nice little solo filler game as well. And I'm keen to try out the PvP, and there's going to be lots of more interaction. Some nasty subtle plays as well to foil your opponent. Look out for it. That's TripLock from Chip Theory Games.